Well, as you know, the Najarian brothers are always on the lookout for unusual options activity. Well, today, they're finding it in shares of Microsoft. Jon is at the telestrator. Pete is in Minneapolis, I think snowed in. Pete, let's start with you. You've got two names for us.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring up one that Stephen Weiss loves. He loves hearing me talk about Satya Nadella. With the beginning of April, we had some huge buying April calls, Brian, at the 120 strike. Stock was trading about 118. They bought about 20-some-odd thousand of those. Well, today what they're doing is they're taking April off because those are going to expire very soon. They're taking April off. They're going out to July. They're buying the July 120s, buying a little bit more time for more in what the stock is moving because now it's over 120, trading above 120, and they're buying over 21,000 of these calls, and they're spreading those off to the upside. These are very expensive calls, by the way. They were going for almost $6 a piece on the 21,000 that were bought. That's why they're spreading them off. That's exactly what I have on right now. I have a spread trade to the upside, and I am out there further in time. So I like what we're seeing out there. Next, I'm going to give you FXI.
Pete, I'm happy to be part of your unusual activity because I've been buying Microsoft calls, and I added to my stock early in the week.
Yeah.
Well, I own the stock.
That's a great move.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And I got a double-double because I own the stock as well and I own the call. So I've got double-double with you, Steve. So I like what we're seeing, and I think there's nothing but upside, in my opinion, right now for Microsoft. I've got FXI as well. Now, this is a monster trade, Brian. We have seen different areas in China that have been extremely aggressive. We've seen ASHR hitting quite a bit. We've had very individual names. This is an ETF, obviously, with FXI. But we're seeing some huge buying, and this is going further out in time as well. So the unusual part of this unusual activity today is everything's been short term. That first trade in Microsoft, they're going to July. The FXI, they're going to June. And so they're buying a little bit more time once again. And they're buying these June 46 calls, very large. 30,000 of these were purchased today as well for $1.23. So aggressive buying there as well. I like what we're seeing. I jumped into these June calls as well, so I'm in the FXI as well. I like what we're seeing going forward. A lot of bullish activity with huge size coming in some of these big names.
Yeah, but I will say this, though, Pete. 3 of the top 6 names are banks. So, I mean, the FXI, while 10 cents the top holding, 3 of the top 6, you're making a big bet on the banking system, which a lot of people have expressed a lot of concern about.
They might be expressing concern, but these guys certainly aren't worried about that right now, Brian, because as you just pointed out, I think it's almost 50% of the FXI is financial services. So you're absolutely right, but it shows you that people are not nervous right now about what they're seeing in terms of all the different data that's been coming out from China.
Yeah, and the rest is tech and oil. Pete, thank you very much. Jon, you've also got 2. What are you looking at?
I do indeed, Brian. Centene, it's down $2.30. You know how people hate to catch a falling knife? One of the ways they can do it with a lot less risk is with options, and that's what they're doing here. So the stock dips 4% today. They come scrambling in, buying upside calls. Stock's 52.50 or thereabout. They're buying September 60 calls. So they're giving themselves several months into the future. I liked the buying. As you can see, it peaked here at about 17,000 contracts, 1.7 million share equivalent. I bought these. I'll probably be in these 2 months. Second one, taking a look again at what's going on with XLF, because in the XLF, one that I said I owned at the top of the show, I've added to it today. It keeps moving higher, and unusual activity yet again. Take a look at those calls. We're looking specifically at these May 28 calls, just above where it is right now, just above. I'm in those for probably 2 weeks to a month.